king of pop Michael Jackson shaped music, culture, and entertainment. His ethereal voice, revolutionary theatrical presence, and moonwalking motions enthralled audiences worldwide for decades. What about his kids? Their father's legacy? How? Michael Jackson's 22-year-old son verifies what we already know. Michael was born to a large family on August 29, 1958. Jackson has 10 children, making him the eighth. Jackson loved music from a young age because his parents played instruments and loved music. Besides working part-time at Sears, his mother, Catherine Esther Jackson, was a Jehovah's Witness who played the clarinet and piano. She never became a country western performer, despite her lifelong goal. A former boxer and U.S. steel crane operator, Joseph Walter Jackson was Michael's father. He enjoyed music and played guitar well. Joseph joined the Falcons, a local rhythm and blues band, to support his huge family. Michael was raised with three sisters, Reba, Latoya, and Janet, and five brothers, Tito, Jackie, Randy, Marlon, and Jermaine. The family was famous in 1964. The Jackson brothers, or Jackson 5, were created by their father, Joe. Backup congas and tambourine players Michael and Marlon joined the ensemble. He led the boys' rehearsals alone, ensuring accuracy. If there were, Joe didn't like mistakes. Michael Jackson shockingly said he didn't spare the rod. He said his father physically and emotionally tortured him by calling him overweight during rehearsals. Joe periodically beat the kids, according to both parents. Catherine added that training kids, especially young ones, was common in that age. The other four denied their father used the belt on them. They remember Michael being beaten more by their father because he was younger. They say the punishment kept them out of trouble, but Michael says it traumatized him and made him feel lonely and isolated as a child. Popularity may not have benefited Michael and their organization. The Jackson 5, subsequently renamed the Jacksons, made him a famous songwriter and dancer at a young age. He was thrust into showbiz, touring with the band and performing. Due of this, many wonder if Michael attended school. Some say the famed singer was homeschooled, while others say he never had time. Investigations prove otherwise. Jackson went to public school in his hometown until he was 11. However, Michael and his brothers dropped out of school due to their music and recording schedules. Michael Jackson remained the same after graduating. He loved information and literature. The Thriller singer could finish a book in a day, allowing him to learn as much as possible over time. He read fiction, history, and politics. Before donating them to Fine, he had 10,000 books. Return to the story. No one disputes Michael Jackson's talent. He became main singer and had years of success with the band. The Jackson 5 thrived in 1967. They won New York's Apollo Theater Amateur Talent Competition. The band grew and succeeded 2 years later. Former father Joe became manager Joe, who chose to take the family band professional. He got the band signed to Motown Records, where they recorded Who's Lovin' You. After signing with Motown Records, Joe moved the family to Los Angeles, where the band made its television debut in 1969, covering It's Your Thing in the Miss Black America competition. With hits like Never Say Goodbye, I'll Be There, the band dominated the late 60s and early 70s radio waves. ABC and I Want You Back. Something else was happening as they sold over 100 million records worldwide. Michael was well known outside the group. He was praised for his singing, dancing, and theatrical presence. The young man, characterized by Rolling Stone as a prodigy with incredible skills, became the group's lead singer and became famous quickly. Michael's vocals and athletic, graceful movement made his music attractive. Evolution produced his skills. He sung from childhood without formal singing training and was able to adjust as his voice and style changed from voice soprano to tenor. His voice resembled Stevie Wonder's dreamy stammer. One of Michael's sound engineers noticed his voice prowess. He remembered a night when the great guitarist performed a song he wrote and sung every chord. Though he didn't study music notes and chords, he was talented. But Jackson wasn't flawless. He could sing and dance but not play instruments. Not everything was his. Jackson cursed his success throughout his life. The superstar had to grow up with his father pushing them to do their best to become an artist. Michael denied having any fond childhood recollections, despite his siblings' claims. During his 1993 Grammy acceptance speech, he said, "My childhood was robbed from me. No Christmas, no birthdays, neither the childhood nor its pleasures were normal. These were traded for hard labor, effort, pain, and financial and professional achievement. However, I cannot replicate that element of my life or change any part of it at a terrible cost." The Jacksons often lovingly recalled their childhood in their hometown in interviews. Instead, the media has largely covered the point where they related the narrative of their father. Still, Michael became a father. Was he harsh on his kids like he said his father was? It appears the iconic musician approached his duty differently than he did growing up. Michael Jackson talked about his kids with joy and pride because they meant everything to him. When Michael got vitiligo, his life altered. He found love while seeking treatment. He married dermatology assistant Debbie Rowe in 1996. Michael Joseph Jackson, their first child, was born in February 1997. Paris, his second daughter, arrived in April 1998. Unfortunately, Rowe and Jackson split in April 2000. Rowe agreed to let the kids go for $8 million. Michael surrogated his last child, Prince Michael Jackson II, in February after his divorce. Jackson loved fatherhood. Geraldo Rivera interviewed the singer, who stated she enjoys raising her children. "It's fun we had them so I could take care of them, which was a huge relief." He always wanted to be the best father, and he knew he had one shot. Jackson played with his kids and made sure his busy schedule didn't affect them. Michael Joseph Jackson, known as Prince, was Michael's first child and grew up observing his father's stardom. He witnessed Michael's vast world. Prince differed from his father in many ways. Prince initially avoided the media and only appeared as a guest reporter for Entertainment Tonight in 2013. Prince wanted more than media fame, but not music. Prince was shaped by music, yet he wanted to go his own way. "Music permeates my life." Prince said his family shaped him, but he always wanted to work in production. Michael Jackson apparently didn't force his way on his kids. "My dad often asked me what I wanted to do, and I said produce and direct." Prince continued. Prince looks to have established himself in production and directing. He uploaded photos for a Michael Jackson biopic production meeting in 2023. Prince differs from his father in more than career and attention. Prince attended Loyola Marymount University and earned a business administration degree, unlike his father. Paris attended her brother's graduation despite her problematic life and music career. Prince's younger brother, BG, celebrated with him. Unlike his older siblings, BG has avoided the spotlight. Prince posted a photo of him and his brother on Instagram with a note thanking his supporters. Prince has a YouTube channel on his California bike journeys in addition to producing, directing, and being a media personality. Also, the channel has some movie reviews, but it's less active. Prince and a friend started Heal Los Angeles. He started a pandemic-era meal delivery service in 2020. He stated his father would be proud of his recent achievements. Remember Paris? Previous story mentions her. She has had a more eventful life than her father and seems to have filled his shoes. Model, actress, and musician. She's played in many bands and published EP and a solo CD. "Everyone in my family plays music. I'm Jackson," she said. She modeled for KVD Beauty. Paris starred in Hulu's teen comedy Sex Appeal and Oz. Her life has been difficult. Paris attempted suicide many times, and her reasons sadden the globe. Paris hates herself and has a flawed life despite popular belief. She felt she could never do anything right and wasn't worth living. She's better now, thankfully. Biggie, Prince and Paris's brother, loves music and creativity like his father, but he hasn't performed publicly. He still supports music by attending concerts and gatherings. His family has stressed the significance of education, and he seems to take it seriously by focusing on it. BG's may have pursued many hobbies and interests behind the scenes. Given his upbringing, he may have experienced dancing and visual arts. Jackson's children are attempting to be more than Michael Jackson's kids, yet shadows follow them. Their father's ghosts torment them occasionally. Scandals attract celebrities like moths to a flame, and Michael Jackson's were career-ending. Michael Jackson faced serious charges in August 1993. They shaped him permanently. Then, 13-year-old Jordan Chandler and his father, Evan Chandler, accused Jackson of child sexual assault. The king of pop suffered from stress, worry, and strain during the publicized and dramatic legal battle that followed. He maintained his innocence, but the case shaped his life and reputation. The matter was settled out of court. Jackson pledged $23 million to the Chandlers. The issue followed him for years, and it appears to have affected his children. Michael Jackson was charged with severe crimes in Santa Barbara on December 18, 2003. 7 child molesting and 2 alcohol intoxication charges were filed. Jackson claimed responsibility and pleaded not guilty. The People v. Jackson trial in Santa Maria, California began on January 31, 2005 and ended in May. Stress harmed Jackson's health. He might have served 20 years in prison if convicted. Jackson was fully acquitted on June 13, 2005. Jackson papers released in 2009 revealed the FBI role in the 1993 charges and 2005 trial. The FBI also found no criminal evidence against Jackson, and his siblings have had to fight through celebrity, history, and the world's perception of them. Prince, Paris, and Beggy revere their father while establishing their own paths. A careful balance shows sensitivity and resilience. As they fight their father's ghosts, they celebrate his world-changing power and want to give back. Michael's fame went beyond music and dancing. Besides performing, he was a philanthropist and humanitarian who helped charities. Jackson promoted global concerns like hunger with his popularity and money, disease and poverty. He visited hospitals, orphanages, and schools to celebrate and advocate for children. Jackson held charity concerts in Romania, South Africa, and Brazil. His 1992 Heal the World Foundation was remarkable. The foundation wanted to help children worldwide. Various causes were supporting children's hospitals, disaster aid, and education. He performed in Bucharest, Romania, on his Risky Globe tour, donating millions to local hospitals and orphanages. During stigmatized AIDS research, Jackson supported sufferers. The song Gone Too Soon was dedicated to his AIDS activist friend Ryan White. Jackson also considered the environment. He powerfully promoted environmental responsibility in Earth Song. Jackson encouraged fans to conserve the environment with his song. He donated free tickets to his regular shows to charities that help impoverished children. He visited ailing children worldwide in hospitals. He took sick or needy youngsters into his home and provided special services and nurses upon request. Multiple charity auctions included Jackson's precious career and personal things. He received many awards, including 2 presidential commendations for his charity work. Presidents George H.W. Bush and Ronald Reagan honored him. It was his charity work and generosity that earned him 39 Guinness World Records. Michael lived well. Perhaps he would have changed the world if he had lived longer. Unfortunately, Michael Jackson died at 50 in Los Angeles on June 25, 2009. Acute propofol poisoning, provided by his personal physician, Conrad Murray, caused his death, according to an autopsy. Jackson was found unconscious in his bedroom and was unable to be revived at Ronald Reagan UCLA Medical Center. The coroner's preliminary investigation declared Jackson's death a homicide, and Murray was convicted of involuntary manslaughter in 2011. Jackson's children and music continue his legacy. His children now seek global fame.